today we'll be doing a Scratch tutorial on how to make a cool cookie clicker game like this. If you don't know it already, Scratch is like a beginner coding language for like some of the younger ones so they can get used to coding. Really simple block system as you can see in here. Anyways, let's get to making it. So first things first, you're gonna have to click create, so it will eventually lead you to the Scratch editor. Now here you can name it, for example, cookie clicker. And the first thing you want to do is, well, I've already told you to click create, but then you're going to have to delete the cat, then you're going to have to paint a new sprite, which is going to be your cookie. But for me, as I'm a cheeky little cheater, I'll just go and copy my cookie from here. Here you go, I've got my cookie sprite here. Now we're going to want to code this a bit. So when green flag clicked, go to blank and y blank. These will automatically match these values, well, most of the time. So mine is x0, y37. If you want to have your cookie like on center, the one you gotta have, because like over here is the negatives and over here is the positives. You gotta have it at exactly 0, and then set it back to 37 just for purposes. Now, we're going to want to create 2 more sprites, but there's already some handy dandy sprites in the Scratch menu. The one we'll be using is a button, these two. So here, we're going to want to make the sprite bigger, so let's set the sprite to 200%, for example. Oh, that's way too big. So let's try 160%. I think it could be a bit bigger. 175. Much better. Now, the button 2 sprite had specifically 2 costumes, one blue, one orange. As you can see in this game, we use both colour buttons. So we're going to want to duplicate this sprite, then just delete this sprite. So we go back to here. That seems about right. Then we want this to be the positive of the x and the same y. So negative 118. That should not negative 18 or 18. That should get the same y value. Now we want 125. So that means now there's the same distance between there and there. But the thing is, it is getting a bit tight. So let's say 118. And then here would be negative 118. I don't know, I just pressed random buttons. So now we've got this set up. What we want this button to be, going back here, is the cookies per click. So if we go into costumes, then here, first set the fill to black, then click on the little text icon here. Now you can type, so let's put cookies, no, +1 cookie +1 cookie per click. Okay, +1 cookie per click. Actually, no, that was wrong. It's that. That's just imagine that never happened. Now we're gonna have to shrink this down to a much more reasonable size. Now going into the text mode here again. We want this to be a bit further away, so it's like it's in the middle. And then here the cookies are going to represent dollars, so let's just use that. I'm only using dollars because it's because most people doing Scratch are American, even though I'm English. So then we're going to have to copy that, and then that, if you go back here, this was cookies per second. So then go back here, set that to second. Now we've got, I think, all the costumes done. So let's get to coding. Well, same for the cookie spike, we're going to have to do the go to. Now the question is, how are we going to tell how many cookies we have? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to variables and then make a cookie variable or cookies variable. For all sprites, then you can have it up here. Now we need to code, whenever you click the cookie, you gain a cookie. So, when this sprite clicked, change cookies by 1. But here, it's cookies per click. So, if we make a new variable, cookies per click, then we can change cookies by cookies per click. Here, we can just have it as a large readout here. Then we can also have the cookies per second. I just use abbreviations because they're much easier. So now I've got cookies per click, cookies per second. So when the green flag's clicked, we want to set not only the cookies to 0, we want to set the cookies per click to 1 and the cookies per second to 0. Good. Now we need to implement the cookies per second, which we haven't really coded yet. So forever, it will change cookies by cookies per second. So if we don't have any upgrades on the cookies per second, it just won't increase anything, then wait another second. But if we get 3 upgrades, let's say, then every second you get 3 cookies. So like 3 cookies second, 3 cookies second. Now we want to implement how you can buy these upgrades and how it will show here. First things first, we got to have a price for these. So let's do cookies per click price, which you can set to a large readout, and then we can conveniently put here, so it's as if it's like a sign. Then we can see that for saying for cookies per second price. Then we can large read out that and put it here. Cool. Now it's looking a bit more like the real thing. So to set this price, it's a bit adjustable because you don't want every upgrade to be, let's say, 100 cookies or $100, because then once you're getting 100 cookies per click, you just need to click once to get an upgrade, and that would be way too overpowered. So instead, we're gonna have it scaling. So set cookies. This is the cookies per click. So cookies per click price to, I think what's fair is cookies, the amount of cookies per click you have here times 100. So the first upgrade, because you have 1 cookie per click, would be 100. And then let's say if cookies per click was 10, then it'd be 1,000. So either way, it's gonna have to be 100 clicks. Good. Now we've got to do the same for the orange button. You can just drag it over; it just copies it there. Then you can set the cookies per second price to a neat feature here. You can right click, and then you can just do that. But I'm thinking times 100 is a bit harsh because it's just a cookie per second. So I'm going to say times 50, but it's an extra 100 added on. So 100 plus the amount of cookies per second multiplied by 50. So for example, if you got 10 upgrades, it'd be 100 plus 500, which would be 600. Let's go test that out. Set cookies per second to 10. Click on my block. Yep, 600. I was right. 1 second. Yoshi, calm down. Recording. Sorry, doggy issues. If you want me to do a doggy reveal, hit that like button. I might consider it. 1 sec. Sorry, food arrived. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the upgrade system, because right now you can't really upgrade, because even if you have 100 cookies, which I'll just quickly cheat in, you still cannot buy the upgrade yet. So what we're going to do is when this fight is clicked here, we're going to use if the amount of cookies you have is larger than the cookies per click price, subtract 1. So that means if you have exactly 100, it won't go Then it will run this script, and that will be change cookies by cookies per click price times -1. So that means, let's say the cookies per click price is 100. If you click it, it won't give you two. It won't give you 100 cookies. It will give you -100 cookies, which will take 100 cookies away. It's weird. Then you want to change the cookies per click by 1. There you go. Next, you can just drag this script into here. Cookies, then right click, cookies per second price. Then you want that to be cookies per second. Cookies per second price. You don't want to subtract it by like 1. Then you want to change cookies per second by 1. So that means now, once you get 100 cookies, you can then upgrade, and then instead of it change cookies by 100, which would be better, you can just, this is just like a cheesy version, you can then upgrade this a lot more. So if I just like run this script like 100 times maybe, or I can just add more zeros, you can just get lots of cookies per click. So if we get this up to 100, oh boy, oh, we ran out of money. Oh, sorry. Now we should be able to make it to 100. We set the cookies to 0. We now get 100 cookies just by clicking. Pretty cool, huh? Now, if we do the same thing here for the cookies per second, where'd that thing go? There you go. If I just do that, now I get cookies per second, which would escalate quickly if I do this again. Did you see it's not melting through my money so quickly? So that means now I get 100 cookies per second, which is pretty overpowered. Now, just to make it fair, that has to be deleted. I just wanted to show this. Now, time for some bonus features. The first thing is, wouldn't it be cool if the cookie could spin like it was here? Because if you look into here, you see there's this handy dandy little script, which all it is every so often, forever in fact, it will turn 0.75 degrees, then it will wait for the next frame, which if you don't know what a frame is, what it is like one thing that's happening, because like if you were to hold this down, it'd like get 100. Each game tick, because this isn't spinning at like 100 miles per hour, it waits like the tiniest fraction of a second until it runs again. If you do it by 0.75 degrees, you can do it in either direction. You can even do it in this direction if you wanted. You can do it either way. And the cookie will now rotate. And also, you can look here, there's like a much cooler setup here than there is here. All I did, large readout here. Now, we have to go into the background, and then you can customize the background. Now, if we do this, the pixel, which I did, I'll just do cookies. Make that bigger. Now a bit bigger. Much better. Now, if you do it up here, move a bit to the left. And then just move this here. Then you can move this across a bit more. There you go, now you got this nice cookie meter. Sorry, I just need it to be perfect. Centered. So now, not only does cookie spin, but now there's this better cookies UI. Okay, there's also, now you can play around with this. Like for example here, I've scripted a golden cookie which appears on the screen every so often. If you click it, you get times 3 cookies for a while. Now if you just do this, then activate the golden cookie sprite. You see, we're now getting 3 cookies per click. Cool, huh? I'll tell you how to make the golden cookie at the end of the video. Anyways, now we've got the coding all out of the way, now we can play the game. So here we've got all the prices and the amount of cookies and the level we have. But remember when I trolled Zaki with my auto clicker? Oh yeah, that's back and ready to be used. Oh, look at that. Oh, I can get 2 cookies per click now. Oh, that's wonderful. We've got to keep our eye out for the golden cookie though, because I can spawn any second now. Any second now. Oh, I should probably upgrade. One sec. Stupid line is activating. So, you know, a bit overpowered. Only a teensy bit. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not like we're breaking the game or anything. Oh boy, this is escalating quickly. Oh boy. Oh, remember that golden cookie could be anywhere, so we want to make sure we don't miss it. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Have I opened the wrong one? Because in my other one, I did not have the golden cookie. There it is! Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That's a bit overpowered. Oh my gosh. This does well off after 12 seconds though. Oh, it's right off. You can tell when it doesn't escalate so quickly. Yeah, that was quite fun. See you in the next episode, guys. Bye. Right, now making the golden cookie is a bit more complicated than you'd think. So what I did is I took the costume for my cookie spice alter the chocolate chip to be a bit more golden and avoid the background. So what I did also is I made it ideally smaller, but you see the outline there is 5, the outline here is 20. So for example, if we do this and then set it to 20, that's a very thick outline and most of the cookies are off. Most of the chocolate chips, so I reduced it down to 5 as that seemed best for me. You can play around with this. Oh, damn it. Then I also created the second sprite for when you click it. There's this little like ×3 thing, which all I did was I texted, did the same color as the background as this cookie, and just put capital X space 3 exclamation mark, and down for the coding. When we had clicked, you want to forever go to the front layer, so if it's behind the cookie, you wouldn't be able to see it if it were the back layer. So front layer, it goes on top of everything else. Now, hiding means you cannot see it. Then, I made it wait a random amount of seconds from 40 to 90, which is 2/3 of a minute to 1.5 minutes. You can do a different value. Like you can do it exactly every minute. I like to do it here 40 to 90 seconds because that's a bit more random and you want to have good reflexes. So once that happens, it runs a new block which you can create here called G cookie, which is short for golden cookie. Now you can't use this block in any other sprite except for this sprite. And the only reason why I did that, well, you'll see down below. Actually, one sec. Yeah, sorry, a little issue there. So first things first, you'd want to set the costume to the cookie costume, which is costume 1. Then you want it to go to a random position on the screen. So it could be here, it could be here, it could be on the button, it could be on the cookie, it could be on the cookie's UI, it could be on 69, nice. It could be anywhere. It show, which means it's visible compared to hide. Then repeat 60 times, which is 60 frames. It turns 15 degrees clockwise, which is, well, quite faster than before. That's why it spins much faster in comparison to that cookie there. Now, there's no if the sprite is clicked block. So what I always do is if mouse down and touching mouse pointer, you can get the and block here. Then switch costume to costume 2, which is the ×3. Now you could just like set the golden cookie to 3 and like take most of this out. Buzz, I like to have this neat flashing filter. Oh shoot, what's it do? There you go. So what it does is it waits 0.3 seconds, it hides, it waits 0.3 seconds, it shows, and it does that again, then it waits 0.3 seconds and hides. And that has already been 1.5 seconds, and it wants it to be 12 seconds the effect lasts. Wait 10.5 seconds, which if you add 1.5 would be 12. So if you don't want that filter, you can always do that. Then here, a new variable here is the golden cookie, but the golden cookie is always set to 1 at the beginning. It's just pretty much is the multiplier, because if we go back here, it's no longer just cookies per click. It's cookies per click times golden cookie. Now most of the time golden cookie is 1, but if you get that, then it multiplies it by 3. So if we go back to the golden cookie, go down here, set 3. So you can just do that by that. But you might be wondering, well, where's the variable in here? You can't see it. You can just click this little tick box here, which then makes it invisible, which is neat. So after 12 seconds, it sets the golden cookie to 1, and then it stops this script. Now the thing is, if all this were to be in here instead of G cookie, then it stopped the forever script, which, would be quite bad, because then once you get the multiplier once, you can never get it again, which you don't want. So it just stops the script. So next time, you just wait. There are some little adjustments that I've done here, like cookies per click times golden cookie, and set golden cookie to 1 when green flag clicked. And also here, forever, change cookies by cookies per second times golden cookie. So that means if you have 1 cookie per second, you'd also get 3 if you have the multiplier, and then of course wait 1 second as normal.